Welcome back everyone to another training week. You're watching the week of April 17th, which was a fun week with national team camp, where we had a 4-day training camp, which included the junior national team as well. And specifically, it included both teams that are traveling to the Oceania Continental Championships in less than a week's time. So even though the Oceania Championships is the qualifier to World Championships for the seniors, there is also a junior team cup, I believe it's called, where I heard that eventually the plan is to invite not just New Zealand but countries from all over the world. So it sounds like the Australian Junior Team Cup will turn into quite a good event sometime in the future. This time around, I think it's just New Zealand and Australia. So the goal was to pretty much to culminate, to hit 6 out of 6 in this Oceania build-up. I haven't yet done that with my full routines. I've added a couple things. I added that Jonasson on rings. I'm trying to add the double back full twist on high bar, so not double back full twist off high bar, double back full twist on floor. And that's why you've seen me do a few extra reps of just the first 2 tumbles in combination, so that I can get a little bit more reps of feeling that open double back as a second tumble and prepare it for the twist. So even though it was a national team camp, I stuck to my usual training habits, which was to touch up all 6 on the Monday and then do my routines on the Tuesday. And coincidentally, it lined up quite well with the training camp agenda. We had a 1-on-6 scheduled on the Tuesday, and we had a mock competition, full uniform, scheduled on the Friday. It was a really good chance to feel like like I was performing, because we had the whole Oceania team minus Ethan, who's coming over from Penn State. We were all going around together just like we would in the competition, and we had the juniors there as well, doing their own run-throughs, starting on a separate apparatus, but nevertheless you're in the same building, and it definitely increases the energy in the room compared to just training my mock comps all by myself, which I don't mind either. Oh man, I don't think that's happened in a very long time, undercooking a double back full twist off rings. So it was a massive week, and while we build up into the 1-on-6 tomorrow and the mock comp on Friday, I'll just say that I definitely felt the repercussions of last week's training week, the week you're watching now, this week. I feel like I need a good deload week. Judging from the mock competition, I won't spoil much, but it went pretty well, and I feel at this stage I'm ready. And guys, let's just look back at what it was, especially in those first 3 weeks. Man, I went through a lot. I went through just nothing but failure and failure and failure. Especially with P-bars and high bars, a 5th, 6th apparatus. Do you remember how I couldn't do virtually anything? I couldn't catch a Coleman, let alone a Cassina. I couldn't do anything by the end of my training day. And 1 month in, 5 weeks in, pretty much 5 weeks for this particular week. Guys, it all culminated. So when you stick to the same thing and you increase your training incrementally. Because remember, I didn't just go straight into routines my first week back or my second week back. I might have tried here and there on some of the apparatus to no avail, but I just did what I could do and made sure that I was hitting all 6 pieces. So the foundation was 6 apparatus every single training day, which was 4 days a week. Do something close or as close as possible that I could do at the time to routines on the Tuesday and the Friday, and use the Monday and the Thursday to work on the finer detail, the problem areas, and anything that I thought would help me to get in better shape, into better all-around shape. And I can proudly say I did it. In just 5 weeks time, I went from only training 2 apparatus to doing all 6 apparatus. It's a long training week this week. No wonder I'm exhausted. So it's going to be good to have a deload week now. Today is Friday. I'm still kind of contemplating what I was going to do. I was going to try to send another mock comp, but you know, just feeling the way I am right now, I think I should just hit all 6 apparatus, just skills parts. I'm not sure how beneficial it's going to be to risk routines right now when it almost feels like the excitement phase is over. Last week I had a shot to perform my routines in front of, well, there was actually a crowd. A lot of the staff, the TriStar staff, knew that there was a mock competition on the Friday, so you saw some people kind of watching from behind, from the back of the gym. So there was a good atmosphere. But anyway, here's the 1-on-6 from Tuesday. The way this ran, so we had David, our manager, come down, and he was giving us green, orange, or red, or in a very bad case, black. Green is a hit routine with no major issues, so maybe like a 0.3, which was that whip 2.5, I'd say was a 0.3 step on the landing. I think 2.3s or a 0.5 gets you down to orange. A fall or a couple of 0.5s gets you a red, and if you had a complete crap show, that's a black. A couple years ago, when we were building up to the Commonwealth Games, we added our own one, which was RIP, rest in peace, which means you actually, if you watch my vault from today, vault from this day was a rest in peace. So anyway, I got greens across the board on this day. So I chose just to do the open double back here, and my thought was to, you know, continue building up to doing the double back full in the Friday mock comp. Little birdie flying by there. New Zealand is full of nature, inside, outside. And it's obvious that those one handle circles have been paying off. I believe that was the first hit routine on pommel horse in the build-up. First hit clean routine. If memory serves me right, I did get through all the way to the dismount once before that, after the World Cups, but the dismount didn't go up. There you see our Oceania coach, David Colvin, lifting us up to rings, giving us the support. And there was the Jonasson also. I figured, you know, even if I take like a 0.3, I'm still winning 0.1. So there we have it, the whole routine with a Yonason, a Yamawaki, and the double-double. Now we just gotta add the strength. There we go, a rest in peace, Misha. Almost missed the vault. Good thing I pulled out at 1.5. Repeated, and I still didn't get much of a block, but there you go. That was the definition of a rest in peace vault. Even though I think I only got a red for it, because apparently I touched feet first. So there was the P-bar warm-up. Let's see how P-bar went. So far we're sitting at 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 because I only hit vault on the second try. In my head, I knew that this was the week that I would have the extra incentive and hit the 6 out of 6. This was the week I had to do it. So let's see how many I hit today. I'm really happy with that giant D-arm, and recently there has been a few sets where the grip has been quite wet, but I still managed to get the giant Diamondov on. There we go. Chest was pretty nice and high there. 0.3 hop. But good chest. Here's the high bar warm up. Still freaking out on those Colemans lately. Alright, here comes the routine. So we're sitting at 4 out of 5. How did we go here? Pretty close on that Casino. Lost some form on the legs. It's always a theme to keep my toes pointed in that pike Kachev. You sense you might be a bit close to the bar, so you flex your feet, but so far I haven't skimmed my toes on the bar. Bit off in that Zoli, so I caught with my hand in overgrip, but remembering the new rules, I did not change to undergrip. So I'm pretty sure that's fine to swing all the way around, as long as you don't catch and change on the same giant. There we go. So we had 5 out of 6. 5 out of 6, and the only miss was the vault, which I came back and repeated with a bit of room for strength at the end. So there was Tuesday. I didn't do much on the Wednesday, just did a bunch of my leg conditioning. And let's see what I was up to on the Thursday. Preparing myself for that double back full. And I might have actually sent it here. Yes, I did. So that was a bit closer to a full in. And as always, you know, I was a little bit nervous. I don't want to injure myself, so got the twist done earlier rather than later. But that second one there was what I'm shooting for. Spot first and then do a full out. Look at that one handle work coming along, fam. Yes, we are coming along. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 circles. Whoa, I like that scissor hand. I like that scissor hand. Not that one though, but the one before with the straight hips. That's exactly what the judges look for. They look for you to be absolutely straight shooting up to that handstand. Of course, it makes it a lot harder because you have to be really quick to activate that planche strength. Man, I'm looking at all these clips and I'm like, wow, I'm actually doing a lot before a mop competition. So besides the niggle in my wrist, which is actually very stable, it's not giving me much issues right now. There wasn't any problems, so it looks like, you know, I did everything right. I pushed it to the limit. I took some risks, but I came away so far pretty scotch clean from niggles or injuries. And at this stage, I'm ready. You know, it's not gonna matter too much how many routines I do in this next week before we leave. And if you remember, I've always tried to do like routines at the start of the week before we leave, and it just never works out. My body literally tells me no. Oh, we almost had a spaz. What was that? Was that maybe, would have been spaz number 4 possibly of 2023, but it was national team camp, fam. You can't spaz out at national team camp. Gotta set a good example for the younger ones. Yeah, so I'm probably just gonna go day by day from this point. Focus more on some minor details, some refinement, probably some pommel horse and P-bar routines. But anyways, let's see how the smart comp went. The goal again was 6 out of 6. You'll see me take an extra little breath in the corner. And that was successful. There was a 10 centimeter mat there, but you know, good double back fall. Shout out to Wilfu Allen for the camera work. I can barely see myself. You gotta get closer to the scene. Love you, Will. Now this day, that's the kind of 1.5 I'm looking for, where a full twist doesn't just shoot underneath, but actually punches and gets a little bit of height. So floor was a hit. No big mistakes. We're sitting at 1 out of 1. Pommel horse. Now remember, we had to go pretty quickly from floor to pommel, and I did not feel fully recovered. Still was catching my breath after floor. A little bit of a fight there, struggling through. Looks like I brought back the swing pretty well. Ah. Well, fam, you can't call that a hit routine. That would be, pretty sure that would be no dismount. I was reading the rules the other day, and there are some angles. It like depends how much you sag, but I don't know. I'd call that because it's potentially, or maybe definitely no dismount. I would call that a red. So we're sitting at 1 out of 2. On the bright side, got through from start to finish, even though I wasn't fully recovered after the floor routine. All right, yep, that's a hit routine. High fives all around. High fives all around. So now that's what, 2 out of 3. Vault. Boom. Vault was nice. That puts us at 3 out of 4. But now's where it really all begins. Now's where it all begins. Did I do it? Yep. It was a little bendy in the back. I could push through that giant DM a bit taller. Hey, but these stutzers this week, the stutzers were on. Sometimes it's like that, eh? You train the skill less and it ends up getting better. Chest was a little bit low, but hey, that's a head routine. We're sitting at 4 out of 5. And we're going straight into the routine here. Last one of the day. Well, actually, most of you have probably seen this already because I posted it as one of my Road to 100 Colemans. So most of you already know what happens. Just that break there, that quast, man, that quast. I try, but I'm still having problems getting that push away on the quast. I'm still pulling over the bar a bit too much. Zolium in was a bit messy, but hey, I got my hand in undergrip. And boom. I'd say that's a 0.3 pike, but hey, I stuck the landing, no steps. And look at that, I'm a happy chappy with room for a little bit of strength at the end. So 5 out of 6 both days. You know, can't complain. The mistakes weren't major mistakes. It's things that I know I can do. So all in all, guys, that's it. I'm ready. It looks like I had some energy left over at the end of the week to do some this is kind of a reverse woo, but because I'm starting with my hand on the handle, it will only get a reverse Roth. So something I used to do in my younger years. Thank you for your support, guys. 1 week to go. We'll keep you all updated. Till next time.